Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go, the unboxing process is about to commence. It is officially underway. What item have I drawn forth? What item have I prompted? What item have I elicited? This is an action figure that's derived from the Power Rangers Dino Charge action figure line. Is he stellar? Is he robust? I did not know that is an enigma. He's apparently known by the moniker of Vivizord. I pronounced it correctly earlier, I believe, but I made a blunder just now. Vivizord. I guess that's his name, Vivizord. It sounds awkward, it sounds abnormal, it sounds unprecedented. Does his name appease me? Is it appealing? I wouldn't deem it appealing. I guess it's Vivizord. I'm just going to move on. Let's move on and unbox the figurine. Now, obviously, on the back of the cardboard packaging, or on the cardboard back, you can see that there are a myriad of other stellar figurines that comprise the Power Rangers Dino Charge action figure line. Here is a figurine in the flesh. You can vicariously view him through my perspective or through the perspective of my camera lens. Here is a action figure line of Power Rangers Dino Charge figurines. You can apparently collect them all. You can procure them all if you're willing to concede to premium prices. I love this figurine. Why do I say that? Well, I love his deco, I love his hues, I love his textures, I love his shadings. I pretty much love everything about him. Now, he does have some shortcomings, which I will render transparent in a moment. I will elucidate his flaws. First off, he's supposed to be a villain. He's supposed to be a notorious, infamous, sadistic, coercive, diabolical villain whose actions are reprehensible. He does embody a villain. The only issue is that he's relatively scrawny. He's relatively small. He's short in stature. In stark contrast to a 6-inch action figure. This action figure does, however, coincide eminently well with a 5-inch action figure line. This figurine stands roughly 4.75 inches tall, so he may not even be 5 inches tall. You can measure him for yourself. I detest the fact that his teeth cannot be clenched together. That's one of my gripes appertaining to this figurine. I also detest the fact that his tail lacks any semblance of rotation. That's another gripe appertaining to this figurine. This figurine also lacks knee joint articulation. He lacks elbow joints. He lacks finger joint articulation. So he could have used elbow joints. He could have used knee joints. He could have used a diaphragm joint. He could have utilized articulation in his tail and in his head. So he's slacking in the facet of articulation. He's also slacking in the facet of plastic. He could have been more masculine. He could have been comprised of a greater hunk of plastic. I love the scales protruding out of his back. I love his exquisite features. I love his design. He can pretty much rip his adversaries to shreds. If he can grip them with his teeth or impale them, he can penetrate through their skin. He can maul them to death. He can beat them to bloody pulp. He can devour them. So he's pretty much a stellar figurine. I love his deco, I love his design, I love his sculpt. My only gripe appertaining to this figurine is that he lacks articulation in a multitude of areas, and that he's not as masculine and not as massive as I would have hoped him to be. He lacks any pegs. He lacks any, peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet, so he cannot be mounted to a stand easily unless you carve out peg holes in his feet. I'm not going to render any apertures in his feet, so I'll desist from modifying his design. I do like his tattoos and his symbolic designs. I don't know what they're supposed to depict or represent, but they do look epic. Should he be condemned? Who knows? I would presume that he's evil. He may be a vile, diabolical creature, but he's a stellar action figure. I just would have preferred if he had more articulation and if he had more masculinity to him by standing at least 7 inches tall instead of a disappointing height of 5 inches. He's short in stature, but that's what you can expect when you purchase a modern day action figure. The manufacturers skimp in so many facets amid churning out figurines. But for under $10, I can't complain too much. It's not the early 2000s. The standard has plunged. It has plummeted post Toy Biz becoming defunct. And since it has plummeted, and decreased exponentially, we can expect to receive inferior figurines for more expensive premium prices. So it is what it is. The calamity is over. My money has been depleted. I relinquished nearly $9 to procure that particular figurine, the aforementioned figurine. I believe his name is Vivizord. Am I right? Let's verify. I think so. The aforementioned figurine is decent. I would rate him to be 4 out of 10 as a $10 figurine. If you have a proclivity to love action figures, then the figurine may appease you a bit more than a product that deserves a 4 out of 10 rating. Since I am an avid, devout action figure fan, you can say, since I'm an avid, devout action figure collector, I have a proclivity to love action figures, so I was inclined to buy this figurine, but your inclinations, your sentiments appertaining to this figurine may be disparate from mine. Perhaps you have embellished him in your mind and convinced yourself to buy him, or perhaps your thoughts dissuade you from purchasing him. It's up to you. You may be disinterested in this figurine, but he does appeal to my niche interest, even though I haven't seen the Power Rangers series in nearly 2 decades. The figurine is amusing, to say the least, because I love action figures, so I'll add into my action figure collection. My action figure collection has now been amplified. I have another action figure to clutter my shelves. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.